Hello everyone. In this lecture we will discuss about direct memory access, DMA. This is one of the important topic. Okay. So here in my previous lectures I have discussed about communication I/O devices. Okay. So here what happens means we use disk DMA controller here. Okay. Before knowing what is the use of DMA controller, we have to know why DMA controller is needed. Okay, I will tell you why DMA controller is needed. So previously what happened in our previous lecture, we have seen that if any device is plugged in, okay, that device needs some memory to transfer some files. But directly it cannot access the memory, because for every time he need to take the permission of the processor, CPU. Then only CPU will allocate the memory to the drive. Okay, it can be of anything. Okay, so in this case there are two problems. The first problem is, first drive has to take permission from the processor, one cycle, and processors will allocate memory, the second cycle. This is the first cycle, requesting and allocating the memory to the drive is the second cycle. Okay, there are two cycles here. Okay, these two cycles is reduced to one by using direct memory access, that is DMA controller. Okay, and the second problem is, every time if device, see, not only one, if you want to transfer some file from your pen drive, okay, you plugged in the pen drive, you transferred some file requesting the processor, and processor allotted the memory and you transferred one file, and after some time again you got some new file from your friend and you wanted to transfer that file to the system. Again you have plugged in this your device to the system. Again you need to take the permission from processor. Again processor have to allocate memory to you. This is done. If multiple times you are plugging your device to the system and multiple times you are sending request to the processors, and multiple times processor is allocating memory to the to your process. So every time what happens, this CPU is not sitting idle here. CPU will be doing or executing some process here, because if it will not execute any processor, then the throughput of the CPU falls down. It becomes a problem, because the throughput of the CPU should be always high. So what happens, CPU will be executing one process and device is plugged into the system and it will request something. Okay, for this device it looks like a request. For this processor it looks like a interrupt, because CPU is executing some process. In the middle, if you are requesting something, it interrupts the process which is going on. It interrupts the execution which is going on in the CPU. So that is called as interrupt. Okay. So every time if you interrupt CPU, then it becomes a problem. Why it is stopping its execution and executing your work means, I/O devices is the priority based work. So whatever the CPU is executing, the process, that process is kept aside and it will take the input output device request first. Okay. So whatever the process CPU is executing, processor will leave that process and it will take up your request and it will allot the memory. If multiple times it is repeating, then it becomes a problem to the CPU, because interruptions will be more. So that becomes a problem. Okay. Now to avoid these two problems, first problem is two cycles are there. So cycles have to be reduced. Second problem is interruptions. In order to reduce these two problems, we use DMA controller. Okay, in direct memory access, we use DMA controller. So here what happens means, to avoid the first problem and second problem, what processor will do, it will program one DMA controller. Okay, it will program one DMA controller and set up the registers like address, word count, control, everything. Okay, it set up a DMA controller with some registers. So whenever you plug in any device, that time what happens? DMA controller will take care of your device. This processor will not take care of your device because processor is executing some other process. CPU is executing some other process here. So it should not be disturbed. So that is why what happens? DMA controller will take care of your device. Okay. So what happens? First what happens? CPU will be programming DMA controller and it will be keeping all the registers. So when device is connected, that data has to be sent to the internal memory first, because if data is there in the internal buffer, then only DMA controller will access this. It cannot access directly by the drive. So first data has to be transferred to the internal buffer. Okay, and then DMA controller, what DMA controller will do is DMA request to transfer to the memory. Okay, so it will transfer to the memory. Transfers it to the internal memory. Why to transfer internal memory means, I already discussed in my previous classes. If you have plugged in some device, so for the device a communication part has to be there. So as we are plugged disk here, disk controller has to be there, because disk controller will act as a mediator between the operating system and device. So here, as operating system is processor is busy, DMA controller will take care of that. Okay, so in between DMA controller and drive there should be a controller in order to act as a mediator. In order to transfer anything, disk controller has to be there, which supports the disk. Okay, if your disk controller is not there, then it will not recognize the disk which you have inserted into the system. So disk controller identifies the disk and it will pass the information to the DMA controller. So soon after plugging or inserting the disk in the system, DMA controller will ask to transfer the data from the drive to the buffer, internal buffer. So here disk controller acts as a internal memory, and it will drive will be transferring, disk will be transferring the data to the buffer. After transferring the data, that data has to be transferred to the main memory again. So this is how DMA controller will allocate memory to your request from the drive. Okay, so memory is allocated to the drive without the help of the processor, without disturbing the processor. Who made it? DMA controller. With the help of DMA controller, this disk file got a space or a block in the main memory. Now files will be transferred. Okay, after transferring of the files, it will send, this controller will send an acknowledgement to the DMA controller. Why to send acknowledgement? Because it has to know whether memory is allocated to the drive or not. So soon after allocating the memory, it will give the acknowledgement to the DMA controller. So after receiving the acknowledgement, it will check the address and word count and control. If count is not equal to 0, means memory is not allocated. So it will repeat the process again. It will tell the disk controller to transfer the data from drive to internal memory. After that, it will tell to transfer the data to the main memory. Okay, from internal buffer to the main memory, data is transferred and then acknowledgement is sent. If count equal to is 0, then that information is given to the processor finally. Okay, so every time drive will not disturb the processor by interrupting. Okay, DMA controller will take care of allocating memory to the drive with the help of disk controller. Okay, so after receiving the acknowledgement, it will give the acknowledgement to the CPU, because CPU has to know that which memory is allocated to the drive, which memory is allocated to which process. Everything have to know by the CPU. Okay, this is how DMA works. Okay, thank you. This is the theory part of the DMA. Okay, you can take a screenshot of it. So here acknowledgement to the processor is given by using a bus. Okay. So after transferring the data from drive to the memory, interrupt will be sent to the processor. Okay, but not before. So it reduces the number of interrupts. That is the use of DMA. And this is the theory part. You can take the screenshot of it. Thank you.